And then once you get that, you can come in and pick it and divide it. And if you go to the surface representation while the divide is selected, you can turn the nodes on. These are the nodes that you need to host the adaptive components. And then you can do something along the lines of, let's do something really simple. So I'm just going to go get a louver. So let me go get it. So if I load it, I have a louver, right, just a louver straight. I open that up and it comes in, and then I'm just going to drag that out, and I can host that to these divided points. So I'm just going to do a diagonal host, right? So let's see, which one do I want? Inside or outside, I guess it doesn't matter. But we'll delete that one, and we'll pick this guy and repeat it, right? And it'll repeat that, right, across that surface. And now if I pick the divided surface again, right, let me see if I can get in there. Sometimes it's a pain to get it. And I set maybe this one to 20. It's going to crank through that, and you're going to see you're going to get sort of this rotated louvered piece, right, that's running through there. And then if you want to make it even more pronounced, maybe you take this down to 5, right? And it's going to really crank those at an angle. You see how that works? So it just depends, and now you would want to, set the 20 to maybe 40. Although that's going to be too much. Ooh, let's see. Let's see how it does with that, right? So it starts to make these little guys like that, right? Let's go ahead and take it back to get the divided surface. There it is. Let's go ahead and take it back to like 20 and 10. Right, let it regenerate for a minute, because you can also do things like you kind of have an interesting surface going on here in terms of representation, right, the way that it looks, but it's starting to panel out when you do this one. So you can also do something pretty simple, like if you bring in a 2x6, you can come in and pick that point and pick that point, right, and then repeat that also. So you can have multiple repeats on one object. So now it's starting to sort of, right, panel that thing out. If you want to see it more pronounced, I'll come in here and pick that guy and flip them out for the blue ones, right, and those are just bigger, so you can kind of see it going through, right? So you can start to do, things like that. And then of course, just like I said, you can come in and you still have sort of access to the pull around these points, which are driving the lines, which are creating the blend, which is holding the divided surface, which has the adaptive point stuck onto it, right? So you can start to sort of play with that. And it's really, I mean, honestly, it's kind of about the points, all the way down to the end of it. I would recommend when you're sort of playing around with stuff like that, you might want to set the thing. Right, so this one's probably going to have to be higher, right, because otherwise you won't be able to get underneath that guy. Whoop. So it is a pretty sort of interactive kind of look at how you can create things. Now, it would be difficult to create this, obviously, on your own. All right, so let's finish that. And then let's go to massing and site, and let's turn the masses back to view settings so it gets rid of all that stuff. And you can kind of see, right, what that starts to look like. Anyway, that's it. It's kind of, kind of interesting.